Hey everybody, Dawn Zoldai here. We are live from the Commercial UAV Expo in fabulous Las Vegas. We've got your full crew here, and we are kicking it off with Oren Elkiam from Mobilicom. So welcome, Oren.
Thank you very much for having me.
It's so great. So for those of you that follow us, Oren was on the Dawn of Drones podcast back in February. It was Dual Use Technologies Month, talking all about his cybersecurity suite, but also you have radios and all kinds of things. And you have some big news, is that right, about Mobilicom?
Yes, of course. We're always making great progress and progressing forward. So Mobilicom is actually expanding to the United States. And by that, we also being public on the NASDAQ and took a lot of funding to continue with the momentum and grow the business to new heights. So we are fortunate.
So amazing. So you're here. Tell us why you're here at Commercial UAV.
So I think that is the place for us first to meet the customers, the commercial customers mainly, and we have quite a lot of those in the crowd. Obviously, it also was important for us to meet and educate customers or new ones about the importance of cybersecurity and why it's badly needed for their business going forward, especially as it's becoming more and more deployed around the commercial market. So that is part of the activity, education, and meeting customers.
Absolutely. I mean, Oren had me at hello when we first started talking to each other on Clubhouse. By the way, you can check that out on demand, Drone Law Connections Club, and plus Drone Life TV, that Dawn of Drones podcast. But Oren, as you're walking around here, what are you seeing that's jumping out as being something maybe interesting or different or unexpected that you've seen on the floor so far?
So I think that we can see that the industry is becoming more and more mature, and how does it affect different businesses. For example, in the past it was always about building the drone and enable it to fly and do something on the short distance and so forth. Now that we are coming to the real world and you have to have a real business model, and that means that you have, and the regulatory allows you to go further and do beyond line of sight and large activities to justify the business model, you understand that you need something that can really support your activity in harsh environment, in long distance, in beyond line of sight, and reliable, robust solutions that can meet those things again and again and again. And that maturity is important for us, especially as a quality vendor, something that we can qualify and deliver what is needed to the industry to really commit and deploy something which will be feasible in the commercial world. Another thing what was interesting is that, in the beginning we saw a lot of NIH by customers, the syndrome that they try to do most of the things in-house. And now they understand that they would like to accelerate their business. They want to move further. And they trust an end-to-end provider like Mobilicom that can bring you the different pieces of the technology puzzle that requires and make sure that you can get to the market faster, short time to market, bring you higher quality, efficiency. So that was an important thing that we've seen, and that is affecting us on a good way. So we are lucky that the industry is becoming more mature, which is good for vendors like us.
It absolutely is. I mean, we were talking this morning on the Dawn of Drones podcast with Tony Drummond from Global Aero Management Group, who should be here soon. We were talking about this idea that to really move the industry forward requires collaboration. So you're exactly right. Take those pieces and parts from Mobilicom that work, integrate them into your system, and then you have your cybersecurity, your radios, everything that you need right there.
I think we are missing a one-stop shop provider, and that's a task that Mobilicom took in order to jumpstart the business and make it faster and bring quality solution again and again, generation after generation, that can help the industry scale. And that's something that we took upon ourselves. We have large family of solutions that can accelerate the business for many players, and we'll be glad to showcase why it's beneficial to the customers of our customers having that.
Absolutely. So what can we expect next from Mobilicom? You said you're on the NASDAQ, you're here in the United States now. What's up next?
So there are many things on the plate. Obviously, not all of them we are able to share, but will you be one of the first to show next time when the news will come. But we think that we have to look on the operational security and safety, how we maintain a flow of the entire business when you have real mass deployment, and that's something we are taking upon ourselves for the next solution we're going to introduce. And then bundling with more and more players and partners to bring more holistic solution to the customers. I think those are the two key goals for us.
Well, they're outstanding goals. And so how do people find you? How do they reach you?
First, and then other members of Mobilicom already relocated, and we are based in the United States, so we are growing our business and presence in the States with that. Second, you can look on our new website, the mobilicom.com website, which is brand new from this week. And you can always call me or email me at oren.elkayam@mobilicom.com, and we'll be glad to discuss.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
By the way, you are now an official member of the crew, so you get the limited edition full crew mug. So there you go. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for that.
Yeah, great to have you.
Thank you.
All right. It looks like we've got Cam Shell on deck from Dragonfly.
Wow.
So he is up next, but thank you. Have a great remainder of your show.
Thank you
so
very
great
much.
to see you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Don.
Talk to you soon, Oren.
Bye-bye.
All right, let's get Cam in here. And I'm waving, by the way, to James Standen. Before you go, there he is in the background. He's a super fan of the Dawn of Drones and also always on our clubhouse. So we've got a little conversation going on out there. So here we come. Here comes Cam. No worries. Come on down. So for those that don't know him, and I don't know where you've been if you don't know this guy, this is Cameron Shell, CEO of Dragonfly. So great to have you, Cam.
Thanks for having me. I love doing work with you guys. It's just awesome.
Absolutely. So tell us what you're doing. What's Dragonfly doing here? You had a couple releases here, I think.
Yeah, so
Tell us about that.
We released 4 new products this year, so 3 of them are debuting here. So it's our 3XL drone, which is a 55-minute flight time, 26-pound capacity. We call it a switchblade of drones because it has 15 different payloads that fit on it.
Wow.
It's just an incredible unit. We're so proud of it. And then we've got our heavy lift drone, which carries 67 pounds. And got all kinds of customer interest around it. Of course, a drone's nothing without a sensor or a payload.
Of course.
So we released our new LiDAR system, which is a LiDAR that fits onto a helicopter, a drone, a car, a backpack.
wow.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're having a lot of fun. We're learning a ton too. Nothing like being in front of customers.
No, there's nothing like it. So speaking of customers, you're walking around the floor. What are you seeing here, Cam, that maybe is interesting, new, different, or surprising?
Yeah, what is the focus on solutions. So in the past, there's been lots of focus on hardware, drones, capabilities, those types of things. But the industry seems to really be moving towards, what are focused solutions that drive ROI for a client. And the other thing is, I see a high degree of segmentation, so and a high degree of collaboration. So where we've got those solution sets. So there's a lot of B2B business going on here.
Oh, there is,
right now.
for sure.
There's a lot
Yeah,
of
absolutely.
Hey, how do we integrate with you? How do you integrate with this?
Yes.
Hey, we're talking to this to customers.
Yes.
So we have an industry that's really focused on gaining momentum to earn customer trust and earn customer revenue. So those are not that we haven't seen those themes before, but the level of sophistication that's happening, it's really impressive. It's fantastic.
Well, Mike and I were talking earlier. Mike Peel, like our mighty producer and my co-host normally of the full crew, who's behind the scenes right now, making the magic happen.
Maybe
here.
the smartest guy I know.
He's so smart.
So smart.
Okay, so we had this crazy discussion on the full crew on Monday, and people were like, "Wow, Mike is so smart." I'm like, "Yes, I know that. That's why I work with him." But anyway, we were talking about how we're seeing it's kind of specific solutions for specific use cases, which is kind of neat, like niches, if you will, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of that happening on the floor. Like this drone does this specific thing, or can be used for these specific market use cases.
Yeah, and I think that's a case of a market maturity that's happening where you've got specific entrepreneurs looking to gain actionable customers.
Yes.
Now the challenge from a broad drone industry, if I can be kind of bold enough to say, is that a lot of those markets aren't going to be big enough to support
everybody, sure.
and or a company becoming larger.
Okay.
And so 2 to 3 years out, maybe not even that long, as those customers start to prove out, you'll start to see some consolidation and some solutions kind of coming more and more together under one platform.
That makes sense.
But as it stands right now, the fact that people are focusing on niches where customers can be won, really is moving this industry. Well, it's been moving out of it, but it's moving this industry from a novel industry into an essential industry.
Absolutely. The level of professionalism, the drones, and the ecosystem products that we're seeing all over the floor.
That's a great ecosystem product. That's a great description.
Yeah. So so big announcements here, like, you said you're debuting some of these platforms. What else is on the horizon for Dragonfly? What can we expect in the next couple months before the year closes?
Yeah, so I think the work that we're doing in Ukraine, we're really excited about. So we expect to make some significant announcements over there. Those are very solution-orientated, heavy data, heavy. The airframe, if you will, is a piece of a much bigger package, and so we're pretty excited about the technical work that goes in there, but the impact work that happens there.
Absolutely.
When you're detecting mines and you're delivering humanitarian aid.
It's
it feels good going to sleep at night getting to do that work. So
awesome.
So we're gonna our hands are full.
That's good. That's a good problem to have.
It's a good problem to have.
So how do people reach you? Like, how can they get in touch with you?
Yeah, so dragonfly.com, that's DRAGAN fly.com, and you can info at actually ends up coming up to me, or most of them on there end up coming up to me. It's a way I really gauge customer interaction, shareholder interaction and stuff. So I'd love to see the stats that come in on that. So by all means, reach out to us, whether it's B2B, B2C, whether it's end user integration, whether it's shareholder questions, whether it's just great industry insight, a lot of which I then kind of come, hey, what are you hearing and seeing out there?
Right.
This is what we're hearing and seeing, and
yes.
So it's fascinating to get that stuff. So anyway, we appreciate being where we're at in the industry, and we appreciate what you're doing for the industry.
Well, we appreciate you, Cam, and Cam is an official member of the full crew. We really thank you for your support and your sponsorship.
Didn't expect that.
You've got a limited edition coffee mug. It's the real deal. 52 in print. It's probably number 6. I'm just saying.
That's okay.
It's so great to have you again.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome.
Thank you so much.
All right. Have a great show. See you soon.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to grab Tony Drummond now. All right.
The Tony Drummond.
The Tony Drummond. Drum roll, please. Here she comes. All right. So the challenge here is as they leave my room, they're like hugging each other, high-fiving, all kinds of things. So it's all right. You got it. It's okay. Woo,
falling
take a
into
seat.
it.
She's
falling right into it.
falling right into it. Falling
Dawn.
forward as always. So we've got the fabulous Tony Drummond with
Hi,
us.
everybody.
Yes, Tony was with us again this morning on the Dawn of Drones podcast. If you missed it, go back and watch it on demand, Drone Life TV. Check it out. It was amazing.
It was fun.
I have people texting me afterwards like, that was so good. So,
it was so fun.
It was so
we
fun.
had a great time this morning.
Yeah,
Really
so
did.
Tony, you've been wandering the floor.
Oh my God, yes.
First of all, for those that don't know, tell them where you're from.
Tony Drummond, Global Aerial Management Group, Prestige Air Group. We do fixed wing aircraft, we do AAM, and we do UAS. So we're
just a couple things.
Just a couple things. We got our hands in a lot of pots here. We have our whole female team here. The entire girl squad's here. Our flight department. Everybody's really getting into what's going on around here, Dawn. And it is the excitement here is twice what it was last year.
Absolutely.
I can feel the energy. If you could see my hair standing up on my arm, just literally from the energy in the room.
She's got a lot of that going on, the hair arm thing.
Always hair standing up on my arms. I'm not even that hairy of a person.
There you go. That Italian thing, we got
I'm
that
saying,
going.
I'm saying.
All right, so one thing, so you're walking around, like, what is making the hair on your arm stand up? What are you seeing that's like, holy shnikes, this is
First of all,
cool?
the difference between last year and this year, the technology development's mind-blowing. Last year, you didn't see a lot of drone orchestration programs. Now you have one unit you're going to, and it's doing 17 different things and saving 17 different people. So you have that type of technology going on. Another thing I'm seeing here that's mind-blowing is these. Volatus has one right next door here. The mobile command centers.
Yes.
You guys have to see these mobile command centers. They are out of control. Volatus.
Shameless plug.
Volatus. They're letting
They are
us-
sponsoring this podcast
They are
and allowing us
sponsoring-
to use their really cool podcast.
They are. But right outside there, so their command center is now allowing these UAS operations in all different sectors to now go out into the field and actually get the job done. So it's like we didn't have that last year. This is 1 year,
Right.
Not even. So what's changing is happening so fast and furious, and it's just that's why my hair's standing up the whole time.
No kidding.
A lot of fun.
All
We're
right.
already losing our voices. This is terrible.
I know.
We got a full
I'm like
day.
so exhausted. I mean, Mike and I have been here since Sunday. We're talking like we're like conference day 4.
Yeah.
Everybody else is like day 1.
Yeah, she needs
and
a
we're
couple
just like
lemon things.
I'm
in
like,
her.
please.
Honey.
But all right. So, let's see. What else did I want to ask you? What's like? We talked about the cool things you've seen. Is there anything that's like unexpected that you saw?
Anything unexpected here? The amount of people were slightly unexpected.
Big.
Honestly,
Huge.
I wasn't expecting 4,000 people here. It's warm. It's a small room, and I don't know that they knew that many people were going to show, so that's unexpected.
Yeah.
A couple of new technology pieces, like Dragonfly has that gigantic. Did you see that thing?
I did see that
heavy
thing.
lift drone.
We didn't have it here. Cam described it
I mean,
verbally.
I'm probably repeating what he said, but that was like, I'm talking about like mind-blowing things, something you're walking by that like takes your attention. What the heck is that?
Yeah.
And what does it do?
Yeah.
There's a lot of that going on here, so you're not really sure there's people making faces behind us.
Yeah, we're getting photo bombs to be sure.
My team.
It's all good. It's live. It's raw, you know.
And
It's
also, what else I'm feeling down here, and we talked about this the other day, very family feeling. Like this is like our multiple shows now, and everyone's really starting to collaborate and pull together and really have that like warm, cozy feeling of being here with your colleagues and friends and people to help you rise. So
absolutely.
I'm
So,
feeling
speaking of which, what can we expect from you from Global Aerial coming?
Okay.
Do you have any announcements you can talk about? And if not, that's okay. Just tell them how to reach you.
You can reach me. You can talk about.
She has things she's not going to tell
I
you
have
right now.
a lot of press releases coming out in the next couple of weeks, and they're actually all going to be going through Dawn. She's going to help us make those press releases, which I'm really excited.
Oh, surprise.
Yes, Dawn, she's the best person for the job. So yeah, we're going to be announcing some really cool partnerships and some really cool things. But you guys can find me. I'm always on LinkedIn. You can follow me anywhere on LinkedIn. Tony Drummond, and then Global Aerial Group is our handle, and Prestige Air Group is our other handle for the fixed wing. So happy to have you guys here with us, and happy to share our joy with you.
Yeah, well, happy to share the limited edition full crew coffee mug with Tony Drummond. So now you
I
have,
feel so
and it's big enough. It's like
special.
what is it? The big size at Starbucks? Is it?
Yeah,
grande?
it's a grande. It's a venti.
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 Yeah,
this
there
is
you
great.
go.
I'm going to
Venti.
put some drone stickers on it just
Do it up.
to really get it.
Put some of mine. I got some more over there
Okay.
in the booth. All right.
Thank you, Dawn.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thanks for coming.
Bye, everyone.
All right. Bye.
Thanks, Mike.
All right. We've got Ed Bucas coming in here from Vodex Drone Orchestration. He's making his way down. Here he is. The amazing Ed Bucas from Vodex. So, Ed, you've got, I have to say, one of the most ginormous displays here. Can you describe, what you've done here and why you are putting so much effort into this particular event?
We're growing a lot. We see a lot of demand. I'm very happy to see how the industry evolving. I think it's more like a community than an industry, right? And Don is getting everybody together. So we did the happy hour first day.
Yeah, that was so fun. I'm so glad you guys came. Yeah.
And so I feel like it's getting more like a community than an industry. Everybody's collaborating a lot. And we see a lot of traction. And we're very happy to be here. We have a huge stand. Our booth is very big. We're getting very good. We're very happy. Like a lot of activities. You see, I'm a little pumped up because
He's totally pumped up.
I'm
I got to tell you this.
all day, for the last 3 days.
True story. My parents live in Vegas, so they were at the happy hour and they met Ed there and whatnot. But my parents came here. They're helping me in my booth, which, by the way, is number 1048 if you're here at the show. And they got lost because they're like, "Oh, we thought you were over there," pointing at Ed's booth, Vodex, because we're like, "We saw your head talking in the booth." Right?
It's amazing,
so,
because we have two TVs playing all the time. The video that was playing one of the TVs is the amazing podcast that Don did doing the global launch of our platform. And we have her there, so everybody's passing by and seeing you, you're right. And then you have the interview you did with my partner, which is Edmund.
Yeah.
So it's amazing. You guys should see. It was beautiful.
Yeah, it was. And if you missed it, by the way, check out Vodex on YouTube. They have their own channel. It is hung there. They're putting it everywhere. I'm sure it's on your website. If not, they used it during one of their panel speeches that Edwin was on, I heard. And so absolutely check out the world premiere release of drone orchestration, Going Beyond with Vodex. They were doing live demos in 3 separate countries and showing how their platform, software as a service, works. So it was really cool.
Yeah, it's good to mention that. We did a big presentation here at a commercial EV. And what we did is, inside of our presentation, we turned that half an hour video that we did together, the podcast, into a 5-minute short video. It was good because we were able to show that live. Because
That's awesome.
At that day, we flew 3 drones in 3 different countries, and we were able to stream that live. It was very nice.
Very cool. So, Ed, I know you've been somewhat tied to your booth, but you've had a chance to walk around a little bit. I know you talked about the collaboration, the excitement. Are there any like products or people or just services or things you've seen here that you're like, wow, that's cool? Because when I was at AUVSI, I saw them and I said, wow, that's cool, and that's how we started working together. Are you seeing some? Is there anything jumping out at you?
No,
that
I
you
see
say
a
that about?
trend. I think that drone station is becoming more common to see and more applications for it. So I've seen more things, people talking about it.
Like a drone in a box?
Drone in a box,
Yeah.
drone docking stations and drone in a box solutions. I see more as a demand for that, a real demand for that.
Yeah.
More people coming to us requesting our precision landing because they need to to really fly into a even moving truck, or which is some projects that we are working on, or even some stationary stations that they need to land on. So I think drone in a box and having drones moving, or at least in places is what we see as a trend as well.
That is awesome. So, how can people reach you? How can they find you?
So we're Vodex.com. So in our website you can find everything. We're on LinkedIn as well, Vodex, Twitter, or here in our booth, amazing booth, one of the biggest, which we're proud of, and we are here.
That is awesome. All right,
Thank you.
any closing remarks before you head out?
No, just happy to be here, happy to be partners with Don as well, and thank you for the time.
Well, thank you so much again, Ed, and we
Thank
will
you.
see you again soon. All right, we are going to bring Ramon in. We got Ramon Roche from Drone Code Foundation. He is up next.
I'm next.
It is your time.
Already?
You are in here.
Okay.
Yes, I know. I think we might be going out of order. I don't know. It's totally out of control.
Hi, Don.
Hello, this
How
is
are you?
Ramon. Ramon drove all the way up here with, by the way, the most amazing marketing person on the
She
planet,
is.
Natalia De La Rosa, from Mexico. They
Yeah,
hopped
she
in a
just
car.
hop in
Come
with
here,
her,
come
yeah.
here. There
Yeah.
she is. So if you want to know why I look so good on social media, it's because of Natalia.
all because of
It's
Natalia,
all because
yeah.
of Natalia.
She does
So-
the same thing for me.
I
too.
know.
So, like,
she does for
I know.
Ramon. She does it for me. So, all right. So Ramon, you got here today.
Actually, last
night. You got late last night.
And I got in. Yeah, I got in late last night. I drove here, and you know what? The only reason why I came here was to see you. No, I'm kidding.
No, he's not. He really did.
No, you know what? The show is good. I was surprised. Like I was expecting to meet a lot of people, and like I had scheduled things ahead of time. But
Yeah.
just walking the show floor was nice. Like you've seen a lot of people. I think like the last show we did this was like Exponential maybe, and
No, like this. But you had a phenomenal show yourself.
oh yeah.
The PX4 Developer Summit in Austin, Texas, back in June. I had such a blast there. I met Natalia there for the first time.
And we
met
had an
so many
amazing
people.
stream too.
Amazing stream, well over 1,000 views. We had like 300 people more live.
Yeah, you should look it up.
Yeah, it was crazy good. But you came from Mexico. Tell them the temperature there, and then tell them the temperature here last
So
night.
it's like 34, 35 Celsius, and here's like 45. Actually, it's 46 right now, so it's like really hot. We got out of the car like halfway through here because we needed gas, and we're just melting. It just like got out of my door, just like melting. I was like, no, why am I doing this?
I know,
But
it's
so-
crazy.
it's worth it. So
We were
far.
at Brink Drones last night. They had a little get together.
Oh, I missed it.
It was 101 degrees at
Damn.
8 o'clock at night in their parking lot.
Right?
And I was like, oh my gosh.
It was night when I came here. It was like 44 still. I was like, what's going on with Vegas? Why?
Yes, yes.
But it's because all the cool people that are here are just like blazing hot, you know?
Yes.
Like all the cool stuff that is happening. Have you seen anything fun?
I've seen a lot of things fun. I didn't go out for the demos because it was like 112, but everybody that went said it was good.
To the desert?
They went to the desert.
mean,
They were doing drone demos yesterday.
It sounds like a good idea in concept, but honestly, being out in the desert and like seeing birds fly, I don't know if I would do it. I mean, honestly, and hats off to all the pilots and all the teams that actually went out and did it. It's like
Yes.
you guys deserve the MVP prize for the show.
Yes.
But it was like tough. It's tough being Vegas.
Yes.
So what else are you doing this week, Dawn?
It's been a crazy week. So, I have a booth, number 1048. I'm co-located with Women in Drones. Thanks you gave me the opportunity. I'm going to pitch our Women in Drones Diversity Development Network of Canada and P3 Tech UAS AAM 2022 diversity study for the industry. Take the survey if you haven't done it yet. We are somehow lagging behind where we were last year. We had well over 1,000 responses, and it's really important to do that. By the way, for those that participated last year and didn't see the results, participate this year. You get the report for free. It's a 125 plus page market report that we're giving you for free. So please, please, please participate to help us understand the baseline and what we can do, right, to increase the diversity in this industry.
What sort of insights can you get out of that report?
Well, there were some things that weren't surprising, right? Some things like it's not super diverse, just like aerospace in general, just like aviation in general. What was maybe surprising was what I would call a hunger for change.
Yes.
And, just as we walk around, I'm seeing people, all shapes, sizes, colors, races, genders, identities walking around, and I think that's significant. Because that will really elevate this industry so much quickly.
Yeah,
more
like
quickly.
just thinking about it, like it's just like one group of people is not enough. We're like a very diverse world, and if you're just thinking in like the terms of workforce, you need a very diverse skill set to be able to come here into the drone industry, and it's a shame that it's all filled by one sector of humankind. Like it should be more welcoming towards different sectors, minorities, especially like Latin American people.
Yes.
Like, yes, you should raise your hand. We're here to help you. And you should fill that survey because it's good. I've seen it. I have not filled it up.
You will. I'm going to make you go back and do that.
I will.
By
do
the
it right
way,
now.
I was telling Ramon, he did swing by. They did swing by my booth earlier. I've had a number of folks from Mexico come by. They're like, we watch your podcast. And I was very surprised by that. So that was really cool. At our networking event, which unfortunately you missed, we had folks from Australia, Israel, where else? There was another country. India.
India.
Big showing here. And so, making sure we're good here because, are we good?
Yeah, so
okay.
The cool thing about this event is like you get to meet the people that are not up front in the companies. Like whenever you're online, you see the marketing people, the sales people, but you don't actually get to meet the people that make stuff. So coming to these events in person, you get those conversations, you get that kind of knowledge that doesn't happen anywhere. So that's really good, and that's what I'm all about. So one thing that I wanted to mention now that I'm in your stream, like it's my time to do my pitch.
Do it up.
So I see a lot of people using open technologies like openly now, finally, and what I mean by openly is like they are actually proud of this. They have their PX4 logos, their drone code logos from their booths, which is amazing. Like people are very proud of like having the Pixel payload standards, the Pixel flight controllers using PX4, MapLink, and everything that is encompassing all the open technologies. And just like seeing things happening out there is really cool, and just people stopping me and say, hey, we know you. We use things that your community is putting out, and just being able to invite them to welcome and contribute back in person is just so much different to doing it in a stream. Don't get me wrong, I love streaming. I love streaming with you too, so we should keep doing it more often.
We will do it more often. I know I'm going to be on one of yours tomorrow at some point.
Oh, you heard it right now.
You heard it right here. I already promised to do it. So, all right, very good. It's about time maybe to get to our next guest. So
sounds good.
How do people find you? How do they reach you?
Go to dronecode.org and you'll find that website on all the open technology stuff. You can also look me up on LinkedIn or Twitter. Twitter you can do DroneCode, or you can look me up personally. I'm Mr. Pollo on Twitter. Ramon Roche on LinkedIn. Look me up. I'm public profile. Just send me a message if you have any questions about any of the Pixel PX4, MapLink, and Cube Ground Control stuff. I'm all here to help you.
That'd be awesome. Well, thank you so much, Ramon.
Don, thank you. Successful
See you
stream
more.
as always.
See you more around.
Bye.
Okay. All right, very good. See you, Natalia. All right, Rob Heber is here. He's making his way in. We are way out of order. Danielle is very last. Yes, so come on down. So we did lose the ability to see ourselves, but that's okay, I guess. We're good to go? Okay. We don't need to see ourselves as long as you guys can see us. Rob Heber here from Workhorse Group. You all may not have heard necessarily of this company. What incredible things you guys are doing. So first of all, autonomous trucks, which is kind of where the company started. Is that right? Like
So
doing
electric vehicles, yeah.
electric vehicles, and launching this horsefly drone out of the truck for last mile delivery. So Rob, welcome. Great to have you.
Thanks so much, Don. Yeah. I'm Rob Heber, the Director of Government Programs for Workhorse Group. We're a technology company. This is where our customer base is at. And, we're excited to offer our market offerings here, from our winch delivery, servo delivery, our humanitarian aid logistics operations drone, and of course our new market offering in the scanning sector using a variety of sensors, specifically LiDAR, multispectral for farming, specifically for the U.S. Department of Agriculture.
Awesome. So, by the way, everybody, this Thursday we're doing a special time for our clubhouse on Drone Law Connections. Rob is our guest, live here from Commercial UAV. So check that out, 2:30 p.m. Eastern, which is a little bit of a different time, just so we can accommodate some of the schedule here at CUAV. You guys have an awesome booth over there. Rob, as you're walking around, what are you seeing that's jumping out at you as being something like new or interesting or unique?
Sure. So I think probably the most interesting thing is the amount of folks, conducting LiDAR scanning.
That's true.
It's an incredible capability that helps farmers maximize the potential from their farm itself. From understanding where they need to put a levee, fix soil, or integrate different farming techniques through mechanical engineering. So that's a really big thing. But most specifically for us, the package delivery company.
Yeah.
Our big market advantage is the ability to launch from our truck, but also for package delivery, you're talking about a 95% reduction in cost per mile for a package to be delivered. And we've all seen these last mile delivery vehicles going down our streets, as the pandemic hit, and but the free market has said, hey, we're going to keep doing that.
Yeah.
We're going to keep asking for things to be delivered to our home. And we feel we have a great market offering for drone delivery, either from the store location itself, from business to consumer, or directly off of our integrated truck as well. So that EV last mile delivery, being able to really change the way the world delivers, and specifically national demand for foreign gas.
Yeah, very true. I love your theme, by the way. Workhorse, you got this horsefly, and then your giant facilities called the Ranch.
The Workhorse
The
Ranch.
Workhorse Ranch.
So we have in Union City, Indiana, we have a all retooled, redesigned manufacturing facility. We'll be able to manufacture 12,000 vehicles a year with one 8-hour shift. So so you see 36,000 vehicles if we go to full 24 hours, and really we're starting to see the market demand signal from the free market, and of course you've got government pressure as well. So there's plenty of demand signal and demand pull from the government and from the free market.
Well, I can't wait to talk to you more, Rob. Tomorrow, next week, by the way, on the Dawn of Drones podcast, Rob will be on there with me, rolling some videos so you get to see the horsefly in action. And because you're here, and I forgot to give this to Ramon, so I'm going to have to find him later. You are an official member of our crew, so limited edition full crew coffee mug. Thank you so much for joining us, Rob.
And I drink coffee every day, so
Yay.
This will help me with energizing me.
Fuel it up, baby.
And
Fuel
so
it
I
up.
also have a
Oh.
I'm sure you're familiar with that from the military perspective.
That is awesome. Thank you
10
so
pounds, 10
much.
miles. We think that'll be a big, worth at least a couple $100,000 in a few
I
years.
love it. I love it. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thanks. All right. See you
Thanks,
around,
Tom.
buddy. All right. We've got Andreas Ployer next from Drone Rescue Systems. Andreas is right there on his phone to the left. Here he comes. Here he comes. All right. So when we think about drones and we think about the ecosystem, right? And we're going to have the FAA on here shortly. Come on down, Andreas.
Hello.
Just go ahead and look right there at the camera. So Andreas is out of Austria. They are doing incredible things with a company you may not have heard of, but has been in the background doing amazing things called Drone Rescue Systems with their parachute systems. Andreas is the CEO, so welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Good
Yeah,
time. Really
so Met Andreas through like a LinkedIn contact. This is how this world works. We're also interconnected in this industry. Tell us a little bit about your parachute system and why it's different, because there are a couple others here. I'm sure you've seen them.
Yeah. I mean, we definitely became the leading company in the industry because we focus on two different kind of things. First of all, the system working autonomously, so we have different kind of interfaces. We are also the only official partner from Ethereum, so everything's Kynode or Pixar related is working perfectly well. And apart from that, we always focus on to be as light as possible. So for us, it's very important that the customer can focus on the drone application itself, but don't have to focus on less flight time because the system is so heavy. And what we are always doing is, all our systems are often half of the weight in our competition. And we are really well established. We have now a lot of projects in the drone delivery industry, and we're really proud of the development of the company, that we definitely became the go-to company number one in our field.
That's awesome, and you have a great booth here. And by the way, I don't have it on me. They've got these Mozart chocolates. Tell them about the chocolate. I mean, like, you know, when you walk around the Expo hall, like everybody's looking for the swag. They're looking for the chocolate. You've got some classic chocolate over there.
Of course. I mean, we are from Austria. Austrian people like to develop things, but we also like to enjoy our lives. And we brought some typical Austrian chocolate from the famous musician Mozart from his hometown, and people really enjoy it. Wherever I look, I see the chocolate.
Oh, absolutely. Win hearts and minds with chocolate always. I mean, that's like a no-brainer. So as you're walking around, besides other chocolate that other people have, what else are you seeing on the floor that, because you came all the way from Austria, what are you seeing on the floor that is intriguing you?
What's definitely interesting is that I think that the industry is currently heading in two different kind of directions. And one thing is things are getting bigger, like drone delivery projects, and the drone are having a lot of payloads. But a lot of things that could be done with bigger drones can now be done with really small drones as well. So we see the minimization in general is a really big thing. So that's why we focus on having a lightweight solution as well. But apart from that, you see the professionalism really increase. So the level of doing some kind of certifications and the way the systems are working, it's really impressive when you look around. You have now a specialist for every single thing.
You really do. So many people here. So worth your while? I mean, you flew a long way.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the exhibition has been great. I mean, America is a really big market for us. We have a lot of sales in the United States. So for us, it's really a good exhibition. So for us, it definitely was worth the time. We are now building up our own office as well in New Jersey. So America is important for us.
New Jersey, I'm a Philly girl, so that's close to home for me. So news to me, that's awesome. So how can people reach you, Andreas?
Quite easy. DroneRescue.com. We have our resellers all over the world. So we work with drone manufacturers, drone service providers, official resellers together. So it's quite easy to reach us, and of course follow us on LinkedIn, Twitter, and co. And through you.
All right, very good. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Oh, wait. Oh, I already gave you your coffee mug this morning. He's already been initiated into the crew, so good to go.
Love it.
All right, thank you so much. All right, without further ado, we've got the amazing Kevin, the drone guy Morris, on his way into the booth. Kevin is here with the FAA, of course. He's been doing all kinds of safety information all over the place. Welcome back to the show, Kevin.
Thanks, Don. I tell you what a relief it is to sit down. It's been a long day. It's been a long day right now.
Your feet are probably killing you.
Yeah, but I tell you, this has been a great event.
Good.
This is something that everybody in the commercial drone industry really should attend.
So you guys have your own booth over there in the corner. Like, what are your, like, obviously the FAA, you're all about safety. What's the biggest thing you're trying to get across here at this show?
Well, I think this year it really kind of builds on what we've been doing in the past, whether they've been virtual events or events in person pre-COVID, is that we're continuing those steps forward. So this evolution of drones, the way we integrate them into the National Airspace System, is a series of steps, and every one of those steps has to be dictated by safety. So what we're doing at the FAA booth right now is trying to reach as many people as we can to talk to them, and maybe most importantly, answer their questions. What do you want to know? What can the FAA do to help your company, your organization, or your pilots succeed so that we can safely integrate these drones and continue this advancement?
So maybe y'all will hear this first here, and I think this is right. This is secondhand.
All right.
I heard that the FAA announced today that for the remote ID compliance for manufacturers, for OEMs, that as long as they're moving forward, that people will get basically do credit for that. Is that correct?
All right, well, let me check my resume status right now.
Okay, all right.
I think I can answer it.
Okay.
Here we go.
All right.
So you're absolutely right. There was an
that's
announcement
big
made.
news.
Yes,
That's a big deal.
Big announcement made this morning. And what the FAA is going to do is exercise what we call enforcement discretion for manufacturers on the September 16th, 2022 remote ID compliance date. Now, I make that a point because we're not doing anything with the September 16th, 2023 operator compliance date. That's still the same.
Okay.
But what we've done based on the MOC that's come out in the past 30 days or so is we've decided to exercise enforcement discretion.
Yes.
So drone manufacturers that are making progress towards standard remote ID drones or broadcast modules will have enforcement discretion with the FAA, meaning that we will rather help you get through this process than go in and say, well, you missed the compliance date of September 16th, so we're going to come in and we're going to do a big investigation, all this stuff. So our enforcement discretion will help those manufacturers making progress towards remote ID equipped drones through December 16th, 2022. So for just about 3 months or so, we'll have that enforcement discretion. So
Okay.
yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's good because people need that time. You know, that lawsuit was just finalized in the FAA's favor, race day quads versus FAA. So, you know, there's back to some normalcy, I think, in the industry, which is a good news story. And also means of compliance. That was another kind of big thing in the last couple weeks, where what is the ASTM standard for remote ID has been blessed essentially as an official means of compliance for remote ID as well.
Yes, absolutely. And so with those means of compliance for remote ID and really for operations over people, we've had a few come in.
Good point.
We will start to see now declarations of compliance, which is the official listing of drones, probably by serial number, that meet those requirements for remote ID or for operations over people. And all that information can be found on our FAA website, which is our FAA Declaration of Compliance website. It's a long list, as I don't want to give the whole thing, but if you just search FAA Declaration of Compliance, you'll get there.
Okay, excellent. And so, is there going to be an FAA Drone Safety Awareness Week this year? Like last year, I feel like that was in September. That's kind of soon. You guys did the Safety Day in June. Is there anything upcoming that people should keep their eye out for, Kevin?
I think what we've got here is sort of the changeover now in the United States with COVID, with events, with symposiums, with summits and things like that. So I think you're going to see more of an FAA presence along with everyone else, such as yourself, at these events where we can get to. We had a really good success with the Drone Safety Day. It was really nice. I think we timed it right. We wanted to sort of move it towards the start of the flying season, whereas as you remember, Drone Safety Week was kind of at the end.
Yeah, it was after the summer was over.
Everybody's already done flying, right? So I think you'll definitely see more of that, and I think you'll just have that presence of the FAA at events. But just remember, if you can't find us at an event, you can reach out to us on any of our social media channels, and we'll respond pretty quickly to you, as long as it's maybe not Saturday or Sunday.
Okay.
Or a holiday.
Sounds good. Now, I think you gave us a website, but how can people reach you, Kevin, other than at your booth back here?
Sure. If you can't get to the booth here at the Commercial UAV Expo, you can email us at uashelp@faa.gov, and we can get you connected to the right people to help you out.
Outstanding. Well, thank you again for taking time. Really appreciate it, Kevin.
Yeah, anytime, Don. Thanks so much. Take care, everyone.
All right, see ya. All right, we're going to go ahead and grab Danielle. We're going out of order because it's complete mayhem here, but that's okay. People are getting stuck on the show floor doing all kinds of things. And without further ado, the amazing Danielle Gagne from Volatus Aerospace. She is the chief storyteller. And once again, we thank Volatus for sponsoring this entire live stream, allowing us to commandeer Danielle's booth because she's been doing her own podcast this entire time. We really appreciate Volatus and you and everything you're doing.
It's so wonderful. It's great to support other people who are helping with thought leadership and to bring the industry forward.
Well, Danielle, this must be an interesting time for you. It's like a homecoming in a way, because for those, I mean, you must be under a rock if you're in this industry. You didn't know Danielle used to be with Diversified Communications, which run the company that runs this event. So here you are home now, back at the event with Volatus, though, as their chief storyteller. How is it different for you? What are you seeing that's different even from last year?
You know, it's bigger, it's better. So in terms of that, I see this as a continuation of all the great work that Commercial UAV Expo's been doing over the years, and I'm so proud of them because this has always been where my heart is. I love being together and doing and talking about the industry, but being on the exhibitor side has been really an exciting change for me. So you're really focused on who's on the show floor. Being an editorial analyst, I was more concerned with what's going on in the conference hall. So This is a completely different kind of experience, but it's just as fun, and I'm having a blast here.
I feel like I've become, I don't know if it's a real term, but I'm going to make it up, an Expo Hall rat. You know, it's just like, no, it's like I never leave like the maze that is the Expo floor at every event I go to now. I never have time to go to the educational events, which I know are incredible because I've seen the panelists and the lineup. So, by the way, everybody, Danielle is very humble. This booth is crazy. Like this exhibition they have here at Volatus. Not only Tony Drummond was bragging in your command post here. They've got a Vegas-style digital display with all the things that Danielle did to produce the videos for, all kinds of drones and ground robots and you name it. It's here in this booth, and it's like very prominently centered here as well. So good on you for that. So what are you like? What have you seen in other booths that you're like, wowza, that's kind of cool? I haven't seen something like that before.
That's a really great question. You know, I always say it's not necessarily that we haven't seen it before, but we're seeing it mature. We're seeing real outcomes. I love talking to everyone and actually hearing some real stories about how these drones are being applied, how the software is being used, how they're getting waivers, and how they're taking the next step. I mean, I was ecstatic to hear about Matternet today. And how did you hear?
Well, go tell them. They may not have heard.
I believe they're the first ones to get type certified.
Yes, that was big
awesome.
news today because until today there was zero
egg. Yeah. So you know, it's just those big milestones and being able to catch up and hear where people have gone that just really get me excited. And I've had a chance to talk to some amazing people at this show who are inspiring. A lot of women. Are coming out of the woodwork, and their stories are incredible. I feel humbled in their presence. Just like when I heard your story, it's just an incredible experience that way.
Yeah, so we're having a ton of fun here. So what would you want people to know like about the show if they're not here? Like, what's the big takeaway?
I think the big takeaway is you got to get here next year.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, I mean. Nothing beats face-to-face, and the right people come to this event, and the right people exhibit at this event, and the right people are talking at this event. I may not be Commercial UAV Expo anymore, but I thoroughly believe in the way that they're running this show. Yeah,
they did a great job. Yeah. You know, just phenomenal. I mean, you could see it in the background here, all the activity, the energy that's on this floor. It's amazing. So. Yeah, well, thank you again, Danielle. Thank you for everything you do for the industry. Really appreciate you. Again, thank you to Volatus for sponsoring this live stream today.
Yeah,
really appreciate it.
It's been a blast.
We do have several other people in the lineup, but I don't know. Maybe we went too fast or too slow. We went a little too fast. Maybe we can just grab some randos off the floor. I just saw Tom Walker walk by. I don't know if he's in grabbing distance or Brandon Vaccaro over there is in the middle. So many people here, so if you've got somebody else you want us to talk to, bring them on down.
Sure, I'll take a look.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and wait a minute. And of course, Danielle gets the limited edition full crew mug for being part of our crew. Danielle was, by the way, on the full crew. What was that, in June?
Yeah, it was pretty early on.
One of our first episodes, honestly, and it was so fun.
It was so much fun. Hopefully I can do it again.
We'll do it again, absolutely. Thank you so much. All right, so, well, what is an expo without the drone Jesus walking around, bestowing us with his presence? He's taking fan photos, of course, flipping his flowing locks, but he's now on his way because we've commandeered him to be part of our show. Apparently I talked too fast and somehow got ahead of schedule. Come on down, John McBride.
Who?
You have to sit a little bit close to me and look at that camera right there.
Oh, dang it.
So
All right,
I know. So great to see you again.
Yes.
John's at every show. We know this. Autel, right? Autel is at every show.
Yeah.
You're going to be in Colorado with me too.
I will.
Is that right? At
I
the
am.
UAS Summit, 10th
Are
annual.
you driving there?
I'm driving.
I'm driving.
No, not from here.
Oh, I'm driving from here.
No, I live in Colorado Springs. It's like an hour drive from my house.
That's unfair.
An hour and a
Yes.
half, roughly.
All right,
Yeah,
fine.
it's going to be awesome.
That's
But okay,
great.
John. Besides signing autographs, taking fan photos, what else are you seeing here at the expo? Like, what's making you excited?
Well, we'll go back just a little bit. As RMUS, I was always privy to try to look around at all of the products out there and kind of take a look at why things that were being created showed up at these shows,
Yes.
the diamond in the rough, if you will.
Yeah.
I'd throw somebody my phone and then go, hey, look, here's this company A that has made something incredible that I believe would change the industry.
Right.
Sometimes that would do something, sometimes it wouldn't. You
Yeah.
never know. Unfortunately, with Autel, I've kind of been focused on Autel. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to say I don't pay attention to what's going on in the industry, but I do say that our partnerships we're trying to reestablish here under Autel, get the ecosystem better, all the things that it needs to be done as far as what a manufacturer should be doing is what I'm learning here. So,
Okay.
so I'm not going to say I don't see cool tech. There's a lot of great stuff out
Yeah.
there, no doubt about it. And of course, the relationship with people, getting back into the groove. I think this is one of the biggest shows I've been to with the attendance as far as a drone-focused show.
I
commercial
think
show.
so.
Yeah.
It's really blowing up. So you talked at the last stream you were on was the Energy Drone Robotics Coalition Summit,
Mm-hmm.
which that's kind of more multi-domain, focused on the energy sector. Spectacular show in Houston, Texas every year.
Yep.
What are you seeing here that's maybe a little bit different from there?
Well, when you have a focused vertical
Yeah.
on things,
Like energy.
Yeah, energy, public safety, mapping, solar stuff. I mean, you have so many different dynamics of verticals in which drones can answer the call.
Yeah, true.
But here, when you come to a more open technology, I mean, we're bringing technology, software, we've got educators, we've got all kinds of things that show
It's
up at
true.
a show like this.
That's true.
So it's not specific to an industry to try to answer that, but it answers the whole thing. So if we can continue to bring these kinds of things together, I think that especially Comm UAV is a pretty big powerhouse now.
Yeah, it is.
We do have other shows that are out there that we're absolutely available to support and continue to do, but I think that's it. You just have a culmination of great stuff that ends up at this show.
Yeah, we were talking with Ramon O'Shea about the heat here.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, you still can't beat Vegas. You still can't beat Vegas.
Did you
my
come
friend.
to my demo yesterday?
No, I didn't,
You didn't
actually,
come out to the heat
because I think it was under 15 degrees.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yes.
I had to do it.
Yeah,
So-
he had to. I did not. So I'm sorry, everybody, if you're disappointed in my stamina, but I was like, no, I'm
Yeah.
not doing it. But,
Well, for those that did show up, the demo went very well. It was
Yeah.
Extreme heat out there. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie. That's probably the only the complaint.
Yeah.
Maybe we can move this later in the year or earlier in the spring or something to where if we keep it in Vegas, it's not gonna, we have to put layers of stuff on.
There is that. All right, John, any big announcements, anything you want to say before we close out?
Well, Autel Robotics.
you?
Yeah, sure. Autel Robotics has got the new V3 coming online, a new chipset. I'm happy to announce that. It does a little, difficulty going from a V1, V2, V3, but the offerings of the V3 are definitely going to hopefully help out our customer base in the future sales and the support of that. So that's kind of our big one this commercial UAV, and kind of talking about that. And of course, Dragonfish being what it is, I love the aircraft and hope to get more people interested in operating and running this.
Well, and I love the name. You can't beat the name Dragonfish. I mean, you can't just don't get cooler.
I think the best thing is I did a webinar that was Drone Jesus and the Dragonfish.
Oh, good lord!
Is that like a band
no,
name?
that's a band name.
Drone
Oh my
Jesus
gosh,
and the Dragonfish.
that's too fun. Drone Jesus.
and the
Wasn't there? Oh, Jesus Jones. I'm dating myself, everybody, from the 1980s. Jesus Jones had some amazing songs.
I know
All
Howard
right.
Jones. I don't know Jesus.
I do.
Jones.
All right, out of here. Get out of here.
All
So
right.
good. Thanks for coming in, bud.
You're welcome.
All right,
Appreciate
as
it.
always.
As always.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh yeah, wait, John, come back. You are now been inaugurated as official member of the full crew.
Nice.
We're going to get you on that podcast at some point soon.
I
my
will.
friend.
I will get there. I
You
promise
will.
I will.
You're gonna do it.
I really appreciate it.
All right.
And always just helping out whatever industry help, showing people what's out there and what's cool.
Thank you.
Thank you so
All right,
much.
see you soon.
Okay.
All right, we're going to get Annie in next. Annie Wright from True Weather Solutions. Now, it's very rare that you don't have Annie. Come on in. That you don't have Don Bershoff. Love him to death. Hogging the camera somewhere because that man, there's not a camera that he doesn't like.
That's
right?
true.
It's true.
And there's no one he won't
This
talk
is
to.
this is Annie Wright. So Annie, if you didn't know her, she's a meteorologist, but a combat meteorologist. She worked for Special Ops. When I think of Annie, I think Annie, get your gun. I mean, this is one bad ASS kind of woman, and I love that you're here finally on one of our shows.
Hi.
Yay! Former Air Force, so go Air Force. Gotta love her. So you're here with True Weather, obviously.
Obviously.
People are we've been talking about the weather, so we're not going to talk about that because it's ridiculously hot here. But what
It
are
is sweltering out
you
there.
seeing, Annie? What are you seeing on this floor?
So I actually have been super impressed, especially with the ag drones. A lot of the work that's finally being done. It's time to actually start taking that show on the road, and so their needs for weather have grown immensely, which is great. But so much of these are way more platforms than I've seen. And Amazon Prime finally brought theirs out. To let
Honestly,
people look
everybody's
at.
talking about that. They're like, oh, number one, Amazon Prime is here. Number two, they actually
And
have
they
a
showed
drone
up.
on the floor, and they showed up. And there's a drone on the floor, and it's a big one.
And it is a big one.
Yeah.
It's interesting. But yeah, I've been super impressed. I've been walking around a little bit, mostly a caged animal over at my booth. But
Yeah.
If you want
It
to talk,
happens.
if you want to talk weather, you can always come by.
There you go.
Right.
There you go.
What's what else has been going on? Anything great?
There's been some big announcements. If you didn't hear, Matternet got their type certification. That's kind of huge.
Congratulations to the team, Matt.
Right? And the FAA announced for remote ID, those OEMs that have that compliance date of September 16th, they're giving them about a 3-month window of kind of selective enforcement.
Okay.
As long as they're moving forward, they're not going to be like investigating people.
Finally.
Yay!
Yay!
So that's all good news for the industry.
Absolutely, and you can tell the energy here this year is way above where it was last year.
I think so. I think so.
The floor is great. Everybody brought their A game for sure. And of course, I love the fact that we're still the only micro weather business in town.
You are. I met one
we
of
show
your.
up.
I think they're a collaborator. They have like something at Griffiths Air Force Base where they can simulate weather conditions.
Yes.
And they're working with you guys
Yes.
because they can quantify the data, but then that plays into the sensors that you may want
Absolutely.
to have.
So
there,
yeah, we've got some partners up there at New Air that are doing fantastic things. And when it comes to 3D modeling, we're learning a lot more, and we're going to teach our models to do even better in the urban environment and in complicated terrain. So it's not going to be very long before a lot of these platforms, once they go to scale, weather operations is part of your daily gig after that. So
Yeah.
we're waiting for folks to start deploying drones en masse, and it's going to be great when the FAA decides to let us.
I agree. So Annie, are we going to see you at the UAS Summit and Expo in North Dakota coming up here soon?
I don't know, actually.
Well, Don didn't tell you, but so
Okay,
there is
probably
big things
then.
happening there with True Weather, though.
Yes.
Which we can talk about.
We can talk about Grand Forks. We can
Grand
talk about
Forks,
Sky.
Grand Sky, Meteomatics, Meteodrone.
Yes.
The first statewide low altitude weather service
Yes.
is going to be launching at that event.
Correct. It should be, early October, I think?
Yes,
it is?
early October.
And so yeah, what's going on with Grand Sky is fantastic. Not only do you have a lot of the large drone manufacturers, the folks who've been in the game for a long time in the defense industry.
Yes.
But Grand Sky Air Park and the test range they have there, fully kitted out with weather sensors, and then the Meteor drone, which can fly up to about 16.9. We're working on the waivers to make sure that we can at least get up to 10. And we're going to start taking all that real-time data. We're going to start visualizing it. We're going to start pushing it out. So if you ever want to test a drone and you want to know exactly what the winds are doing at 5,000 feet,
You will now know.
Now we can tell you.
This is going to be amazing. So, how do people find True Weather? How do they find you?
Oh, well, if you're here at Commercial UAV or if you're going to be in Vegas this week, drop on by. We've got a booth over there. I think I'm over at I'm in the 200 row, I forget. You can always look me up online. Annie Wright at TrueWeatherSolutions.com, or you can just go straight to True Weather Solutions and check out the TrueFlight V360 workbook. Fabulous application for drone pilots and anybody who's got a weather habit that they like to maintain.
There you go.
Our products are better, and you're going to love it.
You will. And we love you, Annie, and you are now an official member of the full crew. Thank you so much. I know you drink. She doesn't obviously need coffee, clearly. This woman does not need caffeination, but maybe water. I don't know.
Yeah,
over to you.
Stay hydrated.
Yes.
Absolutely.
In Vegas, for sure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Dawn, I
You're
love
awesome.
seeing you.
All right, see ya.
I'll see you.
All right, we've got another amazing airman coming your way. Major General, United States Air Force, James Poss, the man, the myth, the legend, is on his way in. Oh my gosh, he's got a glass of wine. It's not on camera.
That's not true.
How did you find that?
Grape juice.
It's grape juice. Okay. So, what? There he is, General
I
Poss.
got the P.
Oh, he's got the P. He's got the P3
Which is for
Tech.
Poss now.
P for Poss, for P3 Tech, either way. So, General Poss, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
General Poss, by the way, ISR Solutions is his company, was one of our original sponsors. He was one of our very first guests on the Full Tilt Tech Industry Leadership Talks podcast.
And I got a genuine plastic cup for that.
He did. We gave him a cup.
Valuable prizes.
That's it. That valuable prize. We're giving everybody these cups, by the way.
I was told it was exclusive. So
well,
now I
everybody,
appreciate it.
all 52 people, that's all I have. So
Okay.
I only printed 52. So
All
General
right.
Poss,
I feel better.
you're the military guy.
All right.
This is more of a commercial drone show.
Yeah.
You're walking around, dual use technology, it's a thing. As you're walking around doing that computation in your brain of like, what am I seeing here that could maybe work for the Air Force, work for the DoD? What are you seeing here that could do that?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, you can kind of break it down into, you know, drone platforms themselves, you know, the components of that, engines and all that. Most of which, you know, Ukraine has proved beyond a shadow of a doubt, you know, that kind of dual-use technology really works.
Yes.
You know, it's kind of funny, but I put the commercial side a good bit ahead of the intelligence community when it comes to certain classes of sensors. Like
Yeah.
the LiDAR here is much more advanced.
Well, that's
all
a
the
good point.
multispectral stuff is a lot more advanced. And we don't need the kind of hyper resolution that you get off of the electro-optical cameras, but the electro-optical cameras here are light years ahead of what we use in the DoD.
Yeah.
And there's some direct systems that you know really help us out in the military. One of my favorite is Ascent Aero Systems. They're right over there.
Yeah, they're over there. I saw them.
Yeah, but it's a pill-shaped drone, and you screw the top off if you want to increase the range. Put a new battery on. The middle is counter-rotating props, and you put bigger ones or smaller ones on, and the bottom is a sensor, which is a fantastic military utility, particularly since they've got one that'll drop out of a combat launcher tube. So, bottom line, I'm seeing quite a bit that's got dual-use technology.
Is there anything you've seen on the floor, General, that surprised you or was something new that you hadn't seen before?
You know, I got to tell you, it's kind of weird, but past couple of years, you know, particularly in the airframes, I've noticed a little bit of stagnation, to be honest with you.
Okay.
You know, you see a lot of folks that have either octocopters or quadcopters. It seems like the school solution for a, you know, combined fixed wing, rotary wing one is to have one that's got propellers in the boom, and the booms out there.
Yeah.
So you know, it's kind of weird. We're kind of waiting for that next big.
I saw
leap.
something cool. I got to look for my cards.
Okay.
So hold on, they're in my pocket. Give me a second. Really cool triangular shaped drone. Here we go. Fixar.
Oh, Pixar. Yeah.
Not like Pixar, like
Over there.
Disney Pixar, but
With
Fixar.
an F.
Yes, and it's like in the shape of a triangle. And it's got this red drone in the middle, like really cool. So that was something I'd never seen before.
Okay, so we go for functional, not cool.
And I go
Yeah.
for like really pretty colors and really cool shapes.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
just me. I bought seriously when I bought my first car, I bought the color and the car came with it. It was a Ford Probe bright Calypso green, no lie.
I will be Googling bright Calypso green.
Yes.
My mind is racing at what that actually
It's
says.
amazing.
I thought you were you're blue.
I know, but it's like a
This is
sea foam kind of green, beautiful, and it sparkles in it.
Okay.
There you go.
And then you joined the Air Force.
And then I joined the Air Force. Yes, I did. All right.
Various stages of green.
Yes.
All right.
So, here we go. What's coming up next for ISR Solutions? What are you doing?
ISR ideas.
Ideas,
Yeah.
sorry.
Well,
Ideas Solutions.
I'm going to be doing more teaming on the commercial side. I mean,
Okay.
I always tell people, I got out of the Air Force, 10 years ago. I wanted to work more on the commercial side to make up for all the people I blew up with military drones. But the problem with the commercial side is we're all waiting for better rules. We're waiting for the Beyond Visual Line of Sight rules coming out. We're waiting for remote ID rules coming out.
Yes.
And what I'm hoping is when that happens, you're really going to see an explosion in the commercial drone.
And
Explosion in a good way,
in commercial
in a good
drone
way.
are not good words
Yeah,
to put
that-
together.
We have a lot of
from a
explosions
safety standpoint.
in the DFA,
Yeah.
but we mean to explode it.
All right, we know what you meant.
Yeah.
All right. So we love this guy. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. If you didn't know, he is my mentor. He convinced me to start my company, and I'm deeply indebted to him for all time. So thank you, General Poss,
All I
again
got
for
out
being
of
here.
it was a plastic cup.
And all he got was a
What
stinking
I get
plastic-
for this? Do I get a plastic?
No.
Second edition of plastic cups?
Maybe.
Okay.
All right. So tell them how they can reach you.
You can reach me at www.isr-ideas.com.
Not solutions,
Not
ideas.
solutions. Or LinkedIn.
He's
Always
all
answer
about
my
the
LinkedIn.
ideas
Yeah.
and LinkedIn. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
See ya. It's good
All right.
seeing
See
you.
ya.
Bye.
Bye. All right, Jackie D. Oh, Lauren's next. Okay. Come on in. Lauren Regiek is here. She is with a company called Carasoft. She is one of the team leads for something they're pulling together called the Government UAS Line Card. It's end-to-end solutions, hardware, software, all kinds of things. So welcome, Lauren.
Thank you.
So great to have you on the show.
Thanks so much. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so if you don't know about Carasoft is a pretty significant company, I'll leave it at that, that is really been kind of cut their teeth on IT solutions, government, business to business solutions. So tell us a little bit about this UAS line card and why Carasoft is creating it now.
Sure. So Carasoft has been around since 2004. Last year we did just over $10 billion in sales
Just
for
a little
public
bit.
sector.
Did you hear that? That was billion?
Yeah.
10 billion. Okay, keep talking.
And so we partner with over 2,000 various technology manufacturers, and like you mentioned, in the IT space. And within that, we have expertise in different business units. So some examples would be geospatial or public safety. And over the past 2-3 years, we noticed the up and coming of UAS in the government space, and we really wanted to get our foot in the door with that and build out a one-stop shop for our customers in order to come to Carasoft, and we could be the provider for all of the end-to-end drone solutions, and just make the procurement process as seamless as possible through all of the contracting vehicles that we offer to our partners.
Well, full transparency, I actually consult for Carasoft. I've been helping them build out this line card, and I am proud to say we've got a couple of the vendors there at your booth. What number is that?
Yes, so our booth is number 654, and we have 3 of our partners here with us today. We have Volari. They do a lot of the heavy UAV with when you need some longer flight times or heavy payloads. We have Air Agility. They do a lot of the small UAS work when it comes to indoor security or areas where there's limited GPS access. And then we have Black Swift Technologies. They do both fixed and multi-rotor drones. and their biggest customer is actually NASA. They do a lot when it comes to scientific and atmospheric mission research.
Yeah, absolutely. So Caresoft actually sponsored a Caresoft Partner Series across the Dawn of Drones podcast this year. We actually had Dr. Jack Elson from Black Swift on the podcast in April for Thought Leaders Month, and Pramod Raheja from Agility for Diversity, Equity, Inclusion Month. So check those out on demand if you haven't seen those. Great episodes to learn a little bit about these companies that are now partnering also with Caresoft. So thank you so much for coming. Really appreciate you, Lauren.
Thanks, Dawn.
Yeah, so hopefully it's a great show.
Yes.
All right, awesome. And you are now an official member of the full crew. So
Woo-hoo!
your limited edition coffee mug.
Thank
there you
you
go.
so much.
You're
Love
welcome.
it.
All right, very cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to go with Jackie next, and so and we'll end with Marlene. So we are going to go with Jackie Jamovic next, and then we are going to end with Marlene Dial. So still stay tuned. She is from the Diversity Development Network of Canada, but we've got two amazing women that came from other countries to this event. Australia represented right here, Jackie Jamovic from Hover UAV. Jackie is a Woman to Watch award recipient, Women in Drones. She actually preceded my class, which I was 2019. What were you, 2018?
Yes, I was, yep.
2018, doing incredible things. So are you happy you came to the show? Because you came a long way to get here.
Yeah, no, definitely happy. It's been about 3 years since I've made it out to a US conference.
Oh my gosh.
And so really great to sort of connect with new people and also connect with a lot of people I just haven't seen for a few years. So absolutely loving it.
That is so cool. Tell us about Hover, and like you've been doing beyond visual line of sight, I feel like forever out there in Australia. Tell us a little bit about that.
So we're a consulting company that sort of help people with their beyond visual line of sight or writing their safety case and approval. So anything unique, flying multiple drones at once, or is it BV loss or flying over people, we just help companies integrate that into their program.
And you've expanded beyond Australia.
Yep.
Is that right? Tell them a little bit about that.
So launched in New Zealand a few months ago. So got a few very exciting projects. We just got a great BV loss through for an amazing lady who invented this product that disperses fog. And they fly at airports, and so it was a great BV loss, flying at an airport beyond visual line of sight in fog, and it clears the fog.
It clears the fog?
Yes.
On a drone?
Yes. So it's a great project to start
Okay,
with.
that sounds. I want to meet this lady. Like
yeah,
I want.
you do.
Well, first of all, I want you on my podcast, but I also want this person on my podcast because that sounds super cool.
Yeah.
Use case. We're doing market use cases this month. So Jackie, been 3 years since you've been out and about in the United States at a show. What has changed since from the last time you were here to what you're seeing now?
You know what I've seen across here and the entire industry? I think a few years ago there was a lot of products, but there was not a lot of market demand. What I'm starting to see today, there's actually, all the case studies and trials are sort of finished, and there's actually a user demand for products, which is helping push the industry forward as well.
Absolutely.
Probably the other thing is, I've definitely sat through a lot of the regulatory and the FAA, some of their BV loss plans, and so that's been really interesting. I think there's been a big step forward. The FAA with beyond visual line of sight and their way to certification as well.
Excellent, excellent. So what's next on the horizon for you, Jackie? And Hover.
Today, trying to stay away.
Well, I know. Her time zone, she was like, 3 in the morning, I'm good. She's like, about 2 in the afternoon, not so much, on Pacific time,
No, really just looking to sort of help more people integrate and move into Australia and connect them to great businesses out there, and just really help people so the industry can keep growing.
Well, I love that. Thank you so much for everything you're doing. I got to see her in human form at the happy hour. She literally got off the plane. She's like, I'm here. And I'm like, wow, it's amazing. Well, I know you're going to need coffee soon.
Yep.
So now you're official member of the Full Crew Limited Edition mug. There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you, and have a lovely afternoon.
All right, you too. Thank you so much. All right, last but certainly not least in this lineup, we've got the incredible Marlene Conway-Dials. She is from the Diversity Development Network of Canada. And for those of you that did not know, we've been partnering with Women in Drones, Sharon Rossmark, on this UAS AAM Industry Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Survey. It's our second year, so welcome, Marlene.
Thank you, Don.
Yeah,
Excited to
so
be here.
tell everybody why it's so important that we want them to take this survey.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, firstly, we want to make sure that the talent pipeline is filled.
Yes.
We want to understand what kind of jobs are needed, what kind of skills and talents are needed, and we want to make accessibility for these opportunities. So we need to understand what the situation is and what kind of supports would be really beneficial to help companies and individuals.
Absolutely. So Marlene and I were talking earlier. We're sharing the booth there with Women in Drones. I got P3 Tech there as well. And we were talking about how this year so far, like maybe a little bit of slower uptake on the response. There's cheering happening over there. I'm like, what is happening? What is happening? So anyway, we're really hoping that you will all take a minute or two. It literally takes what, less than 5 minutes to take the survey? Yeah?
Yes.
Can you tell them, because people may not realize all the things that we've accomplished based on the information we learned last year already?
Oh, thank you. Well, we have been working on a learning management system that now is complete. We've been identifying programs that we can make available at very low cost to really build engagement. And we really want to have programs that make meaningful, that are in addition to technical training.
Yes.
So that we have well-rounded individuals looking at things more holistically with people.
Yes, and we talked about this. Last year, we made the decision to go ahead and put that market report out, right? There was a cost to purchase it. If you take the survey, it is free. It's a 125-page plus report.
Yes, very
that
meaty.
Blood, sweat, and tears right here poured into that thing, and a lot of love.
Yes.
So please take the survey.
Yes, thank you so much. And we're really excited, and we want to make things meaningful for all of you. Thank you.
All right. Anything you want to tell them else about before we close it out for the day?
Well, I'm actually really impressed at the care and collaboration that I'm seeing here at this show, and this is what it's all about. We've got to work together to make something happen.
Absolutely. And of course, Marlene came here also from Canada, so we really appreciate her coming all this way to help spread the good word about our survey and about the work we're doing in diversity. So thank you so much.
Thanks, Don.
You're the best.
All the best.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, see you again.
Bye now.
And as we close out, everybody, we just wanted to say thank you one more time to Volatus Aerospace for sponsoring this entire live stream, giving us this beautiful space to do this podcast. We appreciate Volatus. By the way, they also philanthropically endowed the Volatus Above and Beyond series across the entire year of the Dawn and Drones podcast. That's what these guys are about, is uplifting the entire industry. So thank you, Volatus. Thank you, everybody. We are out here.